Hey guys, BJ the Brave here. I'm back with another deck guide for you, and today we're going to be touching on Imotekh. It's been a long time since I did an Imotekh deck guide, but obviously we've got the new cards, and I have been tinkering with a few of them into a kind of old traditional Imotekh control build, and I'm calling this one Phalanx Control because we're kind of bringing in the new Phalanx card. So let's dive in and take a look at the deck, then I'll show you one match analysis, and then we'll get into a couple of live games. Okay, so first and foremost, let's run through what we've got. Obviously we've got Imotekh, and you all know Lord of the Storm means we can kind of ping 1 damage and heal 1 to our Warlord, making him particularly durable with 40 HP. We've got double Extermination Protocol. We have one of both the Reanimate and the Reconstitution, so nice kind of mixture there. Like if we need the kind of immediate get back up, we've kind of got one, but obviously we've also got, because we've got a lot of cards that we can reanimate in this deck, so this card has actually got a bit better in terms of its value, I think. But this one's also good because if we, for example, have lost something like a Technomancer, we might want to pick that back up. So it just allows us to interact with the graveyard a bit. Now we do have a single Hyperlogical. I absolutely love this card. I think it's such a good card. It's a Swiss Army knife card, and I in a control deck where you always need options for different situations, I really don't like playing a deck without one of these. But the spots are very tight in this deck, which is otherwise I'd run 2, but I've got 1 in there. And of course we've got the new Dimensional Corridor. So this is the first of the new cards, guys, and what it does is it chooses a troop from your deck, you draw it, and then it creates a base copy of it in your hand. So if, for example, you have discounted the card from the Implacable Conqueror, the copy that this corridor makes will not be discounted, but the original one will. But what it does mean is you can get 2 cards for the 3 card draw, and you get to kind of select that Oricon, kind of show me 3 cards and select one. Really, really great. Absolutely love this card. And I think it's a brilliant card in a control deck. It's not as good in a tempo deck because you're giving up tempo to play it, but in the Imotekh control, I think this card is wonderful. Double Technomancer, of course. 1 Tombblade, not 2. Now we do have the new 5e stratagem, which I haven't got yet. But I do think I'd probably run 1 copy of that in the deck. But I think 1 Tombblade is enough at the minute. If you wanted to run 2, you could drop a Deathmark for it. We've got double Triarch Praetorians, really important card. 1 of the new Awakened Dynasty. I think 1's enough. Brilliant card, and not only does it give us some card draw now in the Necrons, we can draw 2 and we can create extra reanimation protocols, which I think is absolutely superb. Wonderful card this now for control. I think 2 of them I'd be wary of because sometimes you don't want to like overdraw as a control player, and when you get into overtime after E10, it can backfire if you've got too many draw cards. So I think 1 copy is enough. Double Deathmarks, I've been really impressed with these cards, guys. This card, I'm really, really enjoying the Deathmarks. You could definitely just play a single 1 if you wanted to run an extra Tombblade, but I've really been enjoying the Deathmarks. Obviously, alternatives, you've got the Tempo stun card you could run for 4, or even the Night Scythe as well. All of those are good 4 drops, but I really do like the Deathmark. We do run double Skorpekh Destroyer, just such good synergy obviously with the Technomancer for control deck, because this is enabling us to deal potentially like 10 damage in a single turn. Then we have the Doom Scythe to help deal with the flyers. Double Implacable Conqueror, and this is something that we didn't see in the traditional Imotekh control, and one of the problems Imotekh control had is that as the tempo decks were taking over, they couldn't always keep up, and we've certainly had a lot of the control tools nerfed. What Implacable Conqueror allows us to do is to kind of really start to keep up with the tempo. When we get this down, you'll see in some of the games we can really just like take over. Fantastic. Lychguard is Lychguard, enough said. Obviously excellent synergy with protecting a Deathmark that came down on 4, meaning that Deathmark can just constantly keep sniping. It's a really nice combination, that. And of course, great with the Technomancer. We got the double Hexmark Destroyer. I heard Ecclesiarch saying that potentially this card doesn't belong in anymore since they got rid of the curse. Like they've pretty much nerfed the curse to oblivion. I think he might have a point, but I still think there's just not many better options at the minute. And even if you just think of this as a kind of a 2 AoE damage dealer, that's kind of how I try to think of it. There's an argument that maybe I'd go down to 1. That's definitely something. So if you're looking for flex spots, you could definitely drop to 1. But I still think it has a role in the deck. Now this is where we run the new cards, the double Immortals Phalanx. The 7 range just really is quite threatening, there's a lot of health. They've got to get rid of the remnant. It just puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. And of course, when we're getting this discounted from the Implacable Conqueror, we can play it for 4 or even 2 if we've got both of them played. Fantastic potential win con. Your opponent, I don't think you're going to get it off often as a win con, but what I do like is that your opponent will throw everything into getting rid of it, and that might free up the rest of your cards to kind of come through. We do have double Methodical Destruction. I think you need this right now, and I found it to be pretty clutch. I know that we had seen decks where they kind of drop some of these, but I think right now I'm actually very happy with double Methodical, and this is a go long control deck, so I am expecting to see some big stuff at some point in the game. Tomb World, old trusty Tomb World, love this card, my first ever legendary in the card of Warpforge. I don't know if you knew that. Let me know in the messages, what was your first legendary card? I think you always have like a special fond memory, and I remember getting so excited about this, and I still love playing it as much now as I did back then. And one of the ones I like getting out of that Doom World is the Vargard Obyron. So this is the deck. We are really looking in the opening mulligan for... well, first of all, pay attention to what you're playing against. If you're coming up against tempo stuff, you probably want to keep things like Extermination Protocol and Tombblade. If you're going a bit slower, I generally always keep Implacable Conqueror and look for that. I'd also generally keep a Deathmark because, and obviously the Praetorian, so that's really what I'm looking for in the early game. The Skorpekh Destroyer as well is another pretty good keep. It depends what you're playing against, but all of those early game cards are very good. In terms of the defense card, we are looking for the one that discounts our stratagem by 1, so we can play Implacable on E4, which is a really, really nice play. And yeah, so that's pretty much the deck. And let's take a look at a game now. Okay, so we have got Aun'va. Just keep the Tombblade from that. And we stick the Radiation Storm on. Okay, so we just ping. No need to attack with Imotekh Control. Sometimes on the first turn you can attack if you want. It's not a massive difference. It's 1 health. We are going to go ahead and drop the Praetorian. What's he do in response? He hits us with a Pulse Onslaught. Now maybe we should have actually gone for the one that would have given us Camouflage. Obviously he wouldn't have been able to do that. We actually just take this turn, I think, to drop the Awakened Destiny. Play the Awakened Destiny. So we're looking for troops here, obviously, and we don't get it. We get double spell. He drops down Prutox Rider. A little bit unlucky there with that Awakened Destiny. We get a little bit behind on tempo because we obviously played a value play there. And now we also have a big decision to make. And we actually go for the Implacable Conqueror. Now, we could have obviously dropped the Lychguard, but the Lychguard actually trades very poorly into this board. So I didn't really see it as much of a tempo advantage because we'd be trading for 0, so we wouldn't be gaining anything. That's why we went with the Implacable there. But obviously it does potentially mean we go far behind. And he actually goes with a kind of shield player here, which, I mean, it's not exactly capitalized really. I'm not terribly scared of that board. I don't know what he had in his hand, but I think he let me off the hook a little bit there, to be honest. But look at this, guys. Now obviously we are able to start to make up that tempo that we kind of gave away with the value plays. And that's where I think Implacable Conqueror is just so good. We don't waste the protocol there because, well, we couldn't clear anything anyway, so we're going to save it to see if we can get a better timing on it, really. He goes ahead and drops the Pathfinder and the double marker drones. That obviously enables him to kind of really go wide on the board. We've always got to be thinking a little bit about Storm of Fire when we see a wide board. So we can just clear that now. I really love the sniper on the Deathmark. Attack one of these marker drones, just drop a Lychguard in there, and then use the hero power to finish off one of the marker drones. And you can see already, like, we're pretty much like starting to even out that tempo now on the board. That's sort of coming back onto board quite nicely. Now obviously he's got the Firesight Marksman, really good card at the minute. I think this is a great tempo card for Tau. It's a card that's really grown on me. I didn't like it at first when Tau came out. And then it's just really growing on me. I think it's an excellent card now. Okay, so only one card visible to us. Very interesting. We could potentially have actually just gone face there and actually dropped then down the other Deathmark. I've got a feeling we're actually going to drop the Phalanx here. Yeah. Now he's played a Pathfinder and he's played a Marksman, so in terms of his marker light abilities, he's used a lot already, and I'm kind of curious. I was curious, like, what does he have in hand? Does he have something here? Kind of doesn't, so he's kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way. Just sort of trade his board in order to deal with it, which we don't mind. You know, that's 7 health, and against Tau, by the way, this guy's really good because the 7 range, they want to attack with range attack, and when you've got 7, you're pretty happy to see that. Now he has cleared the board, so it does give us an opportunity to drop the Deathmark, but we're also going into E9, so we've also got an option to play Obyron. Okay. So we just clear the stealth drone with Imotekh, and we actually decide, okay, you've got a guy in stealth, let's go with Obyron. We've seen a lot of marker light already, so we're not sure that you've really got anything left in hand. And that is a big target for you to deal with. And of course, Imotekh is safe whenever Obyron's on the board, pretty much. Safe from physical attacks, not so much spells. Okay, so we just trade in. Well, I didn't actually trade in, he survived on 1. Now, we have got the Tomb World, but we probably want Obyron to be dead before we Tomb World. We're going to drop our second Phalanx. Again, obviously understanding that the Phalanxes have every chance of coming out in the Tomb World as well. And this is a situation, by the way, where I do think sometimes, like the second Deathmark, like this is where maybe playing the Tempo card would be good. Because the only problem with Deathmark is that, you know, you do need an empty board if you want it to gain stealth. So now he's dropping his big boys. And he does the DS8 turret. So we just clear the turret with our Phalanx, and then we use our spells to basically clear off this guy. Ordered the Storm. We just go ahead and drop our Lychguard. Nice bit of regen here. So he has the second Lone Spear. And I feel like this is a good, thinking about the towers, like, well, this is a good target for Methodical Destruction. We've got 2 of them in hand. Obviously, we've got things like Riptides, but you generally don't see those in this type of build. And you've got Long Strike, but I think this is a good target, especially with healed up like that. So we go ahead and just use Methodical. And look at the value that you've got here, by the way. We could have played Flanker there. We can actually go and grab that Technomancer, I believe. And now we've got 2 Technomancers, one with 1 health. And so we're pretty well set now. Our board is in a good state. We've got the Tomb World set, we've got the Technomancers, and we should be able to just take over with Value Town. But he does manage to clear it. Marker Lighting and AoE. So this time it is Tomb World, Praetorian, Lychguard, Phalanx, Obyron, and good old Destroyer. That will get us firmly back onto the board, and we're going to actually drop a discounted Doom Scythe as well. Bearing in mind we have just seen one of his AoEs as well, so we're pretty safe on going wide. And that's just a disgusting board for him to deal with. There's not a lot that really Tau have got to help here, so okay, the best thing he's got is a troop flank attack coming off of the Devilfish. But look at this, he's only got 3 energy left. It's going to be difficult. By the way, remember guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that little thumbs up below. Drop me a message, feed that YouTube algorithm. It's all good for getting the content out there. Much appreciated. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Technomancer is in the building. So, Scythe Assault, because he's actually gone pretty wide himself there. That picks up the Lychguard. Kind of killing off our own stuff so we can raise them again. And Obyron can do a big old 10 damage to face. And that's GG. All right, so let's that just match analysis. We're going to jump into a couple of live games now, guys. Yeah, really enjoying this deck. Like I say, hit that like, thumbs up, and yeah, let's jump into some live games. Alrighty. Necron Control. We don't want any of you. We'll keep the other one. Playing against. Yeah, maybe making each troop cost more. It's a good thing. Can not attack there. I think in this match we will, though. Alright. I think we'll just take the flankers, to be honest. Here's where you would normally drop his locust. Yep, okay, he's running 2 drops. Well, that's okay, because we had nothing to play anyway. So, maybe that's no biggie. Next turn, we'd like to play this, but he's probably going to put poison in our hands with a Biophagus. Locust or Biophagus, I think, here. That is my guess. Okay. Propaganda. Might give him one, to be honest. Oh no, I didn't attack. Oh. What an idiot. So we're going to get rid of that. Just going to drop this. We can do 3 damage so far. This. It's quite strange. He just did a refill first. Just me, or did he just completely lose value from that? I guess it's just that he wanted to pump this up for the... yeah. Fair enough. Okay, we'll just get an even cheaper unit and stand that back up. Seems good. How about some 2 energy immortal phalanxes? How'd you like them apples? what we'll do is kill that. And stand you back up. Do I want to stand that back up or not? I'm actually sure I do. No, I don't think I do. I think I'm okay with that. Got double Skorpekh Destroyers. Got these two down, which we'd probably rather stand up than the 3-drop. That's a lot of pressure. I think. Comes the combo. So he gets rid of our Reanimator. Now, can he clear remnants? Oh no, he got it. I think what we're going to do all this. Something like that. Wait, did I just miss lethal? 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I just missed lethal. Oh, dear me. Wasn't expecting this card. He's got to heal, hasn't he? Oh my god. Nice try. GG. After missing lethal, we managed to end the game anyway. Alright, nice. So we really saw the value there of the Implacable Conquerors, right? Reducing the costs of all our units. Okay. Alright, so we've got Nemesor. Nemesor. Get rid of you two. Equivalent. Good player. Deploy a Necron warrior, so we're gonna face bash. The question is, do we kill the remnant or do we hit him? I think we're gonna kill the remnant. Next time we can play Deathmark. Have two mold in hand, so we don't need to be scared to just drop things with tempo, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna attack this and we're gonna drop Deathmark. And worst thing for us is he drops his own Deathmark. No. Okay, he's gonna look like he's playing Implacable Conqueror. Problem, boys. Could do with our own Implacable Conqueror right about now. Boom. This looks good. So, Mr. Equivalent, what do you do? Used a destroyer. Be helpful getting rid of that. You know, oh gosh, we're really modern. That's pretty interesting. Really interesting. Do this. And I think we ping this. Kill it with this. Just probably get rid of that remnant, right? And I think we're not worried about that, so we'll just drop this expensive one. Save the cheaper one. Nice value from the Deathmark. Okay. Oh, look at it. More value. That's put a bit of pressure on. I wonder what he's had discounted. Not actually been paying attention to whereabouts in his hand these cards have been coming from. Of course, I could have shuffled stuff. Should probably shuffle ours a bit. Okay. Okay. And I think what... Well, obviously he's got the Scythe Assault. Sort of playing into the Scythe Assault value a bit here. And again, we have got the Tomb World sitting there to kind of back things up. Really like to find my Technomancer right about now. Or the new 3-drop that draws it. Oh, okay. Let's just play that then, hey? That count for that? Wow. GG. Wow. That felt very one-sided. Very one-sided indeed. So yeah, the deck is pretty good, guys. It's pretty good. I mean, obviously, we've still got more cards to unlock. I do think that I would probably run one of these instead of maybe either one Deathmark or... Would I drop the one Tomb card? Would I... Tomb Blade? Potentially. But I think one of these would be good in the control deck, just because you can play the defense stratagem, play this for 4, which is excellent value into this, and it also means that the our Dimensional Corridor has fewer troops to draw from, so therefore we're more likely to get the ones that we want. So I do think that's a change that I think I would make. Questions around whether we play the Res Orb or not, although we'd probably again play this new card once we have it, the Lord. I'd probably play that instead of the Res Orb. And there's also a question of, from these cards, whether I'm quite happy with what we've got in here. The only exception is maybe I would run one damaged Plasma Sight. Again, this is one I'd want to test. But otherwise, I'm really happy with this deck, actually, guys. I think this is it's really, really nasty. It's a lot of fun with the Implacable Conqueror, but you can kind of you can get away with it without the Implacable Conqueror. The only game I've really lost so far was against a Tempo Genestealer build where I didn't draw that, and I kind of got tempoed down, and even that was quite close. So I think this is pretty cool. I think this is not a bad new look for Imotekh. And yeah, let me know what you guys think to this one in the comments. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And good luck on ladder. I'll see you in the next one.